A lot of stuff changed though. I got turned 40. I couldn't even see no more. My birthday was on a Friday. I had 20/20 vision. By Monday, I was blind as hell.
Dominique the comedian. Getting her hair done just like the rest of us, isn't
That's
that right?
Definitely. Gotta stay fresh.
Gotta stay fresh.
How you doing?
I'm doing super fine. Now I get to talk to you. I'm so excited.
I'm glad to be here.
Ooh, and you're here in town because,
I am.
but you're leaving soon. Tell me why you came.
I came, I did the improv. So I headlined the improv. That was my first time, the DC improv.
Was it your first time headlining it or the first time at the improv at all?
No, I've been there before.
Yeah.
But it was my first time headlining, so that was dope.
Okay. So how
And
did
they
you
showed love.
And they showed love.
Yes.
They were sold out shows. I tried to get to the Saturday 7:30 show and it was sold out. I'm just letting you know. That's just I was not. I was happy for you though.
Thank you.
Sad for me.
Thank you.
How did you get to the point where you were allowed to headline at the DC Improv?
Working and working. I kept working. But the turning point for me, Angela, was when I got on Tom Joyner. Once I did that segment on Tom Joyner, Tom had like 8 or 9 million listeners a day. So once I was able to do that segment, and I did it like, when I first started doing that, I did it like 3 times a week. So with that, these people got to hear me. So I was like, so the club tested me, you know, in a few clubs, and they came. So that really started it with the 8 clubs. So Tom, being on Tom really started that.
Much love
much love to Tom Joyner. He's definitely been a blessing to me.
Texas boy.
Yes.
Yeah, he was there. Yes, indeed.
Originally Alabama, though.
Yeah, hey. By way of.
By way of. Mm-hmm.
Is it always fun coming back home?
It is. It's always fun, but I think it can be tiring.
Because everybody wants a piece of it.
Yeah, it can be very, very tiring. So I like to come. I just don't like to stay too many days.
Well,
like after the 3rd day, I'm like, okay, it's time to make a move, Nick. I'm ready, like, to go.
So how many shows did you have at the Improv?
I had 5 shows at the Improv.
All sold out.
They have a great show.
Up top, that cape is on the way.
The Thursday and Friday show, they were almost there, but you can consider it was enough that you can consider
absolutely.
it. You can't count 3 or 4 seats.
No, absolutely not. And don't you even be trying. I'm sorry. I think Daryl wants you to repeat. No, go ahead, honey. Go ahead. We're just doing a for real deal here.
Right.
We got Joe Claire over there. No, swoop around. Let everybody see Joe Claire.
Does everybody want to be on camera?
Ain't looking a damn.
Nah, my barber gonna get mad.
What?
Barber is my niece's uncle. His family.
Turn that around. Let's see Joe
Yeah,
Claire.
y'all call down the experts and tell Keith. Here's what happens. Y'all already know how it goes when you sit in a barber's chair that's not your barber.
And here's the thing, he's so loud, he doesn't even need a mic. That's what I love about him. But he's just getting his hair brushed. Just brushing it.
Just trimming. Keith, he just doing.
D-Row is just trimming it.
Just trimming it. Plus, they said you was family anyway, Keith. Y'all don't understand. It'll be a barbershop.
Every row is a row. I'm a row. Daryl is a row. It's a row thing.
All right. Y'all say so.
So, see, a salon 8227 is the place to be.
Yeah,
we got Joe Carroll over there. We got Dominique the comedian here. Back to you, lovely lady.
Okay.
So, you were in high school. Where'd you go to high school here?
Baloo.
Okay, so you were at Baloo, and I'm sure the entire time you were there, you were cracking up everybody. You were just a comedian from day one.
I was, but you know how they have superlatives in school? So when the superlatives came out, I didn't think anything of it. My name on the list to be class clown. I had to go around and say, I cannot be this. This is not going to be amusing to my mother.
I know that's right.
If I'm not most likely to succeed, I can't be
The rest doesn't matter.
Don't vote for me. I'm not supposed to be in here cutting up. I had to go around and take my name off the list. I said, put me on. No, take me off. I can't do this. I need to be, y'all can vote me most likely to succeed.
I know that's right.
I didn't get 1 vote.
Oh. You campaigned against yourself.
I campaigned against myself. I campaigned.
That's so House of
I was
Cards.
like, no,
That's so House of Cards. Did you hear me?
Yes.
or a scandal. Very
Or
scandal of you.
Yeah.
So you graduated from high school,
I graduated from high school.
and you went and you worked in the post office.
At the post office.
So you're at the post office, and obviously being funny and being comical is just innate. It's a part of you. So I'm sure you were cracking them up. Tell me, what was that like?
That was fun because I worked the late shift for one. So I had to be
What's the
work-
late shift?
Okay, that's called tour one. They had 3 tours. Tour one was a 2-hour work. I got to work at 10:30 at night and got up at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Gotcha.
So you know you have delirious anyway. Especially when you're 19. You don't realize you need a nap during the day. So I'm trying to work at night and run the street all day long. One day I just crashed. I'm like, okay. But that was good because it's just like a factory floor. You know, nobody has been in the main postal facility downstairs where they work the mail. Factory floor. And we just laugh and talk all night.
So
Now what happened to your mail during that process? That was also another color. But I think we did all right. I think we did okay.
I'm sure you did. How many years were you there before you decided?
So I was there probably, Angela, maybe like 2 years or something. Then I went to work at an OBGYN. After I worked at the OBGYN.
Now, were you the doctor?
Something like the doctor. Like I was just like a receptionist. Did a little, I called it medical assistant, but it was. If the doctor said bring me something, that was far.
That's called medical assisting. That's called assisting the medical.
Right. So I did that, and then after I did that, that's when I started doing comedy.
Were you scared? I mean, were you like just fearless from day one, or were you, did you have trepidation?
I was scared.
Because you just seem fearless to me.
But when I first did it, I was scared. The first week I didn't go. Cause I was like, I was supposed to go to open mic the first week. I was like, I got a job, You think you make good money when you live with your mother.
Right.
I was making awesome money. I was making enough to retire on. You know what I mean? I didn't have to buy, the only thing I had to buy was detergent. That was my only responsibility. Make sure someone washed the shirt every once in a while, a loaf of bread, right? So I was, the first week I didn't go, but the second week I went back. And they laughed. They didn't laugh a lot, but they laughed enough so that I could say, all right, maybe it is something here. Maybe I can.
Okay, so
work
take me
this
back. Take me back. It's the first open mic you've ever done. What's the first thing that comes to your mind, the first word about that evening?
You said before I went up, you want to know before I went up?
No, I just want to know your first show. Well, yeah.
Okay, the first thing I had this joke, and it's the oldest joke in the world. But then you gotta remember, this is like 94. It was so hilarious. It's probably corny now. I bet it's corny.
Tell it.
I was like, never date a guy that drives a car that ends with an O. Tempo, G-O, Penso, because that O mean, oh my goodness, don't even go there. How juvenile was that?
You know that I liked it.
Yeah, but it was good and the people liked it, So they was like, oh, that was good. So it was a little joke. But when I came off stage, it was a manager, because it was at the Greenbelt Comedy Connection. And it was a guy, the manager, his name was Tony Mimi. So I went on a Wednesday, that was open mic. Thursday was professional night. Why did he tell me to come back tomorrow? But why did I tell him, I can't. I was too scared. I was like, no, I can't come back tomorrow. 2 days in a row? I can't do this 2 days in a row. I need a break.
How long was it? I mean, how long was your set?
That night or now?
That night.
That night. Oh, just 5 minutes.
Okay, I'm sweating it at 5 minutes.
Ooh, that's a long 5 minutes when you first start doing comedy.
It's like
Longest 5 minutes of your life. But when it's over, if the people laugh, you're like, ooh, that wasn't bad. That was good.
Yes.
Yeah,
So you got your groove, and at some point, when did you develop your distinct style?
I think it took
The
me
first day.
And then we have the peanut gallery over here. Joe Clary
Here's the
here.
crazy part. I was at that show.
Put the camera on him.
Hold on, no. I
He's
was
talking
at
to
that
the
show.
back of the camera,
He
Joe
was
Clary.
at the
But
show.
on some real, I was at
He
that
was at
show.
the show.
Her second show, I was there.
Okay, so you guys have been friends for
20 plus years. I was at that show.
y'all didn't go to school together. or
None of
anything.
that.
Okay. But you
So
were a
she-
comedian. Was he a comedian as well? You were a
Yeah.
comedian.
Was I
So y'all were
comedian?
on.
I was out here killing it.
Yeah.
Were you a
So-
comedian? Was he a comedian?
Yeah. I saw Joe at the Howard Inn. And when I went to the Howard Inn, I'm an open micer, but Joe has been telling jokes. I think like he's a couple of years or so ahead of me, right? So in comedy, if you 2 years ahead of me, or almost 3 years, that's a lot.
No.
That's a lot. You know, it's
Yeah.
just a lot more experience. And he was at the Howard, and I went there with Mike Brooks. We were both open micers, and we came up there, and he's like, "Look at this dude." And I was like, "Who is he?"
He
And
cute.
he was like, "That's Joe Claire." I was like, "Oh, okay." And he crushed it. And remember, the Howard Inn was a room where you literally would get a tomato thrown.
Real talk.
No.
So they really would put you out.
Come on.
They would put you out. It was the little hustler and hustler red room. They would really put you out. If you wasn't funny, oh my God. They'd
So
run you out of there.
Joe Claire killed it.
Yes.
So did that intimidate you, or did that like make you, even more driven to just give your all?
Like when you starting out, you see like how Joe went up there and killed it. You feel like, okay, you start realizing it's not as easy and as simple as I thought it was. It's really, really not. So I was like, okay, I got work to do because I get some laughs, but I got too much dead space in between. I need to get more and more laughs. You know
That's
what I'm
right,
saying?
yeah.
So, yeah, it does drive you because you're like, okay, I see it, I get it. I gotta keep on going. I got work to do.
And so, back to your distinctive style. What was the driving force behind that?
I think it took me like, in all honesty, it took me like, I've always been myself on stage. Never tried to be anybody else.
Which is why this works. Your authenticity comes
Yeah,
through.
my authenticity comes through. But I think I started really, really finding my voice and kind of like my lane, maybe about 5 years in, something like that.
So
6 years in, it takes about that long, honestly,
Really?
for you really, really to get your voice and say, okay, I got a good idea. Now, I think comedy is ever evolving, so you continue to learn about yourself, even after these 20 plus years. I still am a person, and I think every comic should be this way. If they're not, I'm always trying to get better. So I'm always trying to get better. So I'm still working on myself and still learning, saying, okay, I want to do this better. I want to do this better. Even though you had the basics down, you're still working on it, still a work in progress, So I think about 5 years, though, I kind of heard my voice and was kind of like in the lane where I was like, okay, now I can put the pedal to the metal a little bit.
If someone asked you to sum up your comedy, what would you say? Is it political? Is it about women? Is it...
It's about everything, but it's a very real, I talk about all those things, but it's a very, very real point of view. It's just like with no chasing. I just like my mother.
Straight.
Straight.
No,
Yeah,
we don't need that chasing.
We don't need the chasing. My mother made me like that, She always kind of made me like, call it like you see it. Call it like you see it.
And that's what...
Not to say that it's right, but that's just the way I
No,
see it.
exactly. But that's what
Oh,
people will always
man.
respond to, is the fact that you are genuinely yourself. And your friend Joe Claire is so loud. He has taken over this entire interview. We're going to have to put the camera... You coming over here next?
He said something. He said something.
It's Daryl.
He said it was
It's on Daryl Road.
Okay,
It's on
it's on
Daryl Road.
D-Road.
It's not on D Road. It's not on D Road. We got 3 entertainers. We got more than 3 entertainers in here right now. Oh.
Yes.
So, what would you say to a little girl out there who's funny and maybe a little awkward and whatever? She's trying to find her way. She may be 15, she may be 16, she may be going through stuff in high school. But she feels that she has this drive in her and the ability and the talent to be a stand-up comedian. What kind of advice would you give? Because you gotta, when you're 15, 16, you're going through it, and people at school are putting you through it. You gotta hang in there. Don't lose your comedy, just don't lose sight of it.
Yeah, you can't lose your comedy, and then you have to be confident in yourself. You just have to be confident in yourself and just feel like basically, I can do it. And I think
If that person can do it, why
if that
can't I
person
do
can
it?
do it, I can go. At least try.
Right.
Nothing beats a failure, you better try.
Right.
Go up there and do it, and if it doesn't work for you, then at least you know.
Right.
But if you don't go up there, you won't know. But be confident in yourself, and I guess this might sound cliche. Love yourself.
It's true. Know your worth. Love yourself.
You gotta have your worth. Your own worth. And if you can do those things, and I know that's hard to do at 16, but if you can accomplish that halfway and just hang in there, it'll work out. And you'll be able to do what you want to do. You really will.
I want you to talk to me from the perspective of a woman who is a hilarious comedian, who is in Hollywood, oftentimes in an industry and a business where, and I cannot believe these shameful words have come out of someone's mouth, but people don't think women can be funny. I don't even understand what that means, because there are so many women who have me just doubled over in stitches, you being one of them.
I think they feel that way. It's not a lot of women in comedy. And I think I just had this discussion with a male comic friend of mine. And he was like, well, it's not that many funny women. So
What is that?
Yeah, so I asked him, I was like, well, what does that mean? He felt like all of us talk about the same thing. So I said,
I'm sorry,
well,
and they don't?
but that's the hypocrisy with it. I said, well, you all do. I said, it's a whole bunch of groups and goo-gobs, and you sitting there having the same set, and it's okay. So I think that it's just a secondary citizen kind of thing. So it crosses entertainment, journalism. You know, any a woman working in any field can probably tell you that it's just rough.
I can tell you that for journalism.
It's just hard, and even with money. You gotta fight for money differently. You do these shows, I can be on shows with men, and I know I'm funnier than you, but because you're a woman, you have to
You
fight.
got the lady part, so you got to fight for.
And that is just the nature of it. But I think, like, in the entertainment anyway, you get used to it. And you just gotta make up your mind, I'm a persevere.
Right.
Because man, woman, or whatever, when it comes to funny, and you know not to pop my call, I got to be at the top of the order somewhere.
Somewhere.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly right.
You know what I mean?
You and I were having a good conversation about my concern about journalism today becoming entertainment, and people thinking that having this presence on Facebook or Twitter will translate into having a wonderful show on TV, on television, or on cable that people will want to watch, and that's just not necessarily the case.
Right, because I think it just, when social media hit, it hit hard. So I just think that it was a new thing. And I think that it is a great platform. It has a great upside, but the thing that's scary is that the downside is just as equal as the upside. So it can go either way. The numbers, I think the numbers they don't translate as well, Angela, because think about it, if you do a comedy show, all your Twitter followers not just in DC.
Right.
All your Twitter followers just not in New York. So you have to have some other way to grab this fan base to come see you some other kind of way.
Because that
And you
man
can
in
buy-
Lithuania, he likes you too, but he can't fly over
Right,
here.
he can't fly over here. And you have to have. And I just think social media is just a small part of the puzzle. They want to make it like it's everything.
They want to make it. What is that?
To me, I think it's just a way to keep you, in all honesty, to just have you biding your time for a while. Just occupied, just to keep you occupied for a while. Just keep you occupied for a while. So I think after things will change with that. Like, we always had new things. It was a T-model car at one time. It was a sliced loaf
That's
of
right.
bread for the first time.
And rotary phone.
Rotary
Come
phone.
on.
Once you get over those things, they kind of settle into their place.
Okay.
So I think social media and that whole thing, it'll always be here, but it'll find its place.
You think it's starting to settle? Like
Yeah, I think it's starting to settle some and find its place. It's a great vehicle, but it's not the ticket to me.
And it's not the only vehicle.
It's
you
not
still
the
got
only
to do
vehicle.
the regular stuff.
Yeah.
Like, get out there, like you're saying, and stomp the yard. Let me ask you
It
this.
has flooded the market, though. I
It
think it
has.
has flooded the market, and maybe to a fault. And I think that because
Well, millennials don't know anything but this.
that's all they know, and they have this false sense of they think they're celebrities, and they haven't even put any work in.
None.
Go
So-
on stage and bomb.
But how can you do Snapchat or Vine when you got 6 or 10 seconds to say something? This is their world. That's how they want to communicate, and I don't know how you can actually do that, but if you think you're funny on Vine or on Snapchat, whatever, and you think you can sustain that on a stage for, let's just say, the 5 minutes, you can't.
Can't
let
do
alone,
I've seen it.
you've been the recipient
I
of,
saw it. They put one of those little Twitter people in front of me, and he went up there in Miami and scud missile. front of a room of people sitting there was a group of dudes with gold fronts on the front row.
You
He
mean
was in there,
grills?
Grill.
What?
Grill. He was in there just bombing. He was sitting in there looking at him. And I mean, it might have been bad, but when I went up there, I got him.
Well, cause you got to go after him, so
And so
he's messing you up.
You ruin the vibe. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna use you to get it back. I'm not gonna take this L with you. You ruin the vibe, so I'm gonna let them say he ruined the vibe. So that's what we gonna do. We gonna laugh at him to get the vibe back, and it came back.
So you are not on a teleprompter. This is what just amazes me about comedy. You're not on a teleprompter. Now I know when Bill Maher's doing the funny part of his show, he's on teleprompter. I can see it. I know. Y'all aren't on teleprompter. This is just. It's innate. It's organic. Like you said, he messed up your set. Well, whatever you were going to say, you now have to change it because you needed to address that issue. This is such a skill and a talent that is not acting. That's another. This is the real deal, Holyfield. It's the difference between a sportscaster and a news anchor. No offense,
Right.
I've been a news
They
anchor.
are different, though.
I got some
They're
teleprompter until it's breaking news, and then it's all,
Right.
But the sports guys, they always have to ad lib, and they always
Yeah.
do. They don't need the teleprompter, and I'm like, wow. Same with you. How do you get these jokes out? You have them in your head?
But I think that's part of the gift.
It is.
So you can't really explain, like, how do I remember all this? How do I retain all this? How do I go up there
And call it up.
Yeah, and call it up. Or how do I know how to say this? So I think that's kind of like how the brain, that's part of the gift. So it's kind of how you're wired. So I don't really know how to do that.
give me three comedians, not, those coming up. I'll ask you about that, but three comedians that you have always admired and respected.
I'll give you three. I'm going to say, I got more than three though.
Okay, tell
I
me.
have more than three.
You get to have more than three.
Yeah, I have. And I always like to call out people that have blessed me on
Yes.
this journey.
Oop.
You have to have blessed me on this journey.
Yes, Lord.
People might not realize it, but anybody in this journey, you always need a helping hand.
Thank you.
You do.
We
You
need
a
it
helping
in
hand.
any journey.
In any journey. If you don't think so, then shame on you. But
Exactly.
you need a helping hand. So, I would have to say Joe would have to be one. Years and years and
Joe
years.
Claire.
Always been a blessing. I would have to say Mike Epps has been one. Lavelle Crawford has been one in my life. Wanda Sykes definitely.
Miss Wanda,
Oh, Miss Wanda has
love.
blessed me.
Oh, her comedy.
You know what I mean?
Oh my goodness, what's that show? She just made that show with Jane Fonda.
Yeah.
Remember Jennifer Lopez? The show was her. And when she's drunk self.
Yeah.
You don't need another martini, but just a side, It's just great. She's the bomb.
Yeah.
Keep going. Keep that moving.
The other ones would have to be my family. My stylist for one. Right? Salon 8227.
And Roz
I've
on
been
Cookie
coming
Hang?
Roz in the Cookie Roll Hang since I have been 12. Thank you.
No.
Since I've been 12.
So, I didn't realize that. So you grew up with her.
Yes.
I raised her.
Yes.
Oh, I know that's right. Up top, Mama. I know that's right.
Yeah. So I would
So
have
you've
to
been
say
surrounded by goodness
Yeah.
and
For-
encouragement.
for my whole life. For my whole life. So those things.
All right. I got to ask you this. Bill Cosby. Where do we go with this? This is troubling for me. I mean, it's
sad.
because I'm stammering. I mean, I just don't, the talent is just, I mean, there are those people who don't think he's funny, don't think he's talented, whatever. But the majority,
they don't know.
right, the majority of us realize
know.
the talent,
We know the talent, yeah.
the fun, and the fact that the man literally single-handedly saved NBC.
He did. We know that.
That's okay. Come on. You looking at Miss Cooker? You looking at Dominique? You recognize Dominique the comedian? You know, that's Dominique the comedian. But her hair looks fabulous, doesn't it?
Thank you.
It's, she's good. I call it getting cookied.
Yes.
It's a verb.
Yes.
I got cookied the other
I
day.
live in Los Angeles. I come here to get my hair done.
And she looked at the camera to say that, and true that. She's right. Oh,
We can't never let them ruin me. And I've been coming since I've been 12. This is my family. Where else am I going?
I know that's right.
Right.
And that's why your hair is in such good shape.
Oh,
You
yeah.
take care. So tell me, what is it like for you to be? You're on tour right now, And I'm really excited to say this to everyone. I hope you don't mind me saying it, but Dominique is about to leave DC. She's going to New York, and she is going to see her friend Tracy Morgan, because you're opening for him, right?
He's gonna host.
He's gonna host. Is it Madison Square Garden?
It's at Madison Square Garden.
You could not get a bigger venue.
He's hosting the show, and then it's like maybe it's a Hot 97, the radio up there. It's their April Fool's Day show. They do it every year. So he's hosting the show, and it's like 6 of us on the show, man. And I'm going up third. So, you know, if you're going to line up with 6 people and you third, you in that rocking chair spot. Which means you stuck right in the middle, but that's that rocking chair, which means it's already been 3 people up. So the crowd, they ready to rock.
That's right.
So all you got to do is go out there and put a good show together, and you should kill. Now, if you don't,
that's on you.
Just had a bad day at work.
And it happens. But Tracy Morgan, we love him. He's been in all of our prayers. You guys are friends. I mean, he's been a blessing.
Yes, he has. What Tracy did for me too was, it's a comedy club in New York, 50th and Broadway, called Caroline's Comedy Club. Tracy, I started featuring for him in that club. Whenever he worked that club and he was on Saturday Night Live, he would put me on the show.
Wow.
Well, once he put me on the show, I held up my end of the bargain, so they would just call me. They would just call me. So I'm going to be there a couple of days early, so I'm going to stop by. And then he told me he was going to put me in the movie, so I was like, whatever. So one day I was at Caroline's. He wasn't even there. This car service comes again. So he was like, we here to pick you up. I was like, where are we going? Central Bay. And so,
like, isn't this some random car?
Right. I was like, what
Uber
did you
yet?
get now?
Right.
Right. I was like, what are you doing? And so he was like, well, you know, Tracy, he wants you to come there. He's doing this movie. I go down there. I walk in the door. He was like, yo, what I tell you, Mom? You thought I was tripping. I told you, Mom. We going all the way. We going all the way. I told you.
Don't you sound like Tracy? I love it. I love it.
Think I'm playing with you? I'm telling you, son.
Yo, I'm telling you. I love it. I love it.
So I'm so excited to see Tracy. And I'm so glad he's back to work.
Yes.
Because I talked to him before he went back to work, and he had just expressed to me that he was ready to go back to work and that he was working hard every day. You know, he said, keep praying for me.
Yes.
I'm working hard every day. And I just told him, take your time.
Yes.
I said, you'll get back to work. It's okay. The work out here, when you get better. He's like, bro, I just miss it, you know.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm happy to see him back. And we talked about Jimmy, the guy that died in the accident, and we both were very good friends with him. So we talked about that, and I told him, you know, yeah, I said, it's unfortunate and it's sad. I said, but you here, and clearly you know otherwise you didn't have to be here.
That's
So
right.
you got a lot of living and
That's
a lot
right.
of purpose.
That's right.
You
God
know
got
that-
stuff for you to do.
Yeah, you're not finished.
That's right.
You know what I'm
A lot of
saying?
purpose. That's
You're
right.
not finished. I said, so it's gonna be hard. And that was like a year or something ago, and we're on the show Friday night.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
this
so
is
it's
so
gonna be
fantastic.
fun. It's gonna be fun.
You know, Dominique, I have so enjoyed interviewing you because
Thank you.
you are just your spirit is beautiful. You're down to earth. You are what you see is what you get, which is sorry, that's my calling card too.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
You know, and I just wish you. I know we're going to be seeing great things out of you. I just envision a movie and me doubled over laughing because you doing your thing, just riffing and just go on shucky. Rosalind, what you think about old girl? Your little girl here that you have raised.
I'm proud of her. I'm proud of Dominique. I mean,
Well, she talks
Dominique
about
has
you all
been
the
with
time.
me since she's 12 years old.
And
And, you know, she'll fly me out to LA, come and work. You know, my sister and I R&R, makeup and hair.
Because Rosalind's sister is your makeup artist.
Yes.
All in the family.
It's roll and roll.
It's
Roll
roll and
and
roll.
roll.
Don't trip now.
When I did last Comic Stand, they came out and all that. That was good.
Do you call people out in the audience?
And what you mean on the stage? But I couldn't do it there, but I will. Like I did it in DC. I was speaking to people on the stage and everything.
Does it bug the heck out of you when somebody's cell phone goes off?
Yeah, usually I don't have that problem too much, and once in a while, but they try to get it quick, so I don't bother them. Like, ooh, you can see it.
Yeah,
They
some
like,
people will make it.
"Ooh, I forgot. Right. So they don't really mean no harm, so they try to do it quick.
All right. Well, I know you got to hit the road, Jack.
Yep, I'm gonna hit the road. Gonna
So
go to
you're on
the
are you on a tour right now?
I'm on a tour, my own tour.
Okay,
So
that's what-
I don't know. I guess you can call it a tour, but what I call it is I'm just working, and I'm blessed to be working.
I
You
know
what
that's right,
mean?
baby girl.
To
I
be
know that's
constantly
right.
working, so I'm happy about that, and So yeah, I'm on tour. So, yeah, I'm on tour. So I do clubs and stuff. So they can check out my where I'm gonna be. It's on she'ssofunny.com.
She'sSoFunny.com, which
so
makes
funny.
sense
She's
because
so funny.
she's so funny.
She's so funny.
Okay, which makes it even better because She'sSoFunny.com.
She'ssofunny.com.
have
Everything's
it up
up there.
there.
The dates
Yep.
and everything, and all my social media stuff is Dominique Comedy. Now that's funny because it's comedy spelled with I. COMEDI. I thought I was trying to be different. Now you know Sybil from the Tom Joyner Morning Show. She was like, "Nee, that's not comedy. It's comedy." I was like, "Oh, you don't never want to look like that." Oh, I was like, "Okay, see if I ain't even asked you nothing." That's comedy. Because you know she correct everybody. That's comedy.
She's trying to help us sister out. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Looks beautiful.
So so yeah, I head out tomorrow.
Okay, all right.
So it'll be fun. Thank you for having me. It's
Are you
been fun?
Thank you so much for
You're
talking to us. I
welcome.
mean, Peter just told me it's been 30 minutes and seems like it's been 10 minutes.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
We know how to run our mouths.
Right, I didn't
don't
know it was that long. Okay, cool. Thank you, Angela.
God, much,
Thank you. Bless you too. God bless you too.
Many
Oh
blessings.
yeah. Group hug.
Look over here to the camera. Yay.